You watching Lil Hand? I am Lil Hand. So about a day or so ago, I was scrolling on the DC news and the Marvel Comics news because I needed an idea for a video because I'm creatively bankrupt and I had nothing to talk about. But we don't talk about that. But yeah, I was scrolling through these news articles, and I see this article by Bounding into Comics. It's called Marvel and DC writer Magdalene Visaggio brags, "I transed a beloved character for an upcoming comic book series based on licensed IP." Now, this article immediately caught my attention because it said, "I trans." I was like, what does that mean? Does that mean what I think it is? And it does mean that this writer made a beloved character transgender. That is what that means. So that immediately caught my attention, which is why we're talking about it today. I just find this very fascinating, this whole thing. So we have this writer, Magdalene Visaggio. She is a comic book writer, well, obviously, but she works for Marvel and DC. I mean, mostly she works for DC. I think she's written like a few books for like other companies, but yeah, she also wrote like a book, then it got turned into a TV show, which I've never heard of. I never heard of any of the books she's written, which is like it's like a non-point. It's like I looked at the books, and like they don't even interest me anyway, so I wouldn't have heard of it. I wouldn't have heard of her books anyway. So it's just like a irrelevant, but like I wouldn't know. I don't really care. You know, it's not important. But what is important is that Magdalene is writing a book. She has not revealed what book she's writing yet, but she is writing a book, and she said on her public Twitter that, "Yes, I trans a beloved character, no backslash." So we know that she is making a character that is not transgender for whatever reason. We'll get into that later. Obviously, this is a problem because I talked about in my Green Lantern's Alan Scott video. It is not okay to change a character from one thing to another, because why are you changing that? Either one, you are a terrible writer. That's only thing that you can do is change a character, and that's the only thing that can make your thing interesting is if you've changed something about it, which is just get better at writing. But also from the viewer or reader standpoint, what's the point of reading these books if you're just gonna change if the writers every single run, it's just gonna change the character completely, and there's no definitive version of the character because you keep changing it. What's the point of reading the comics if the entire purpose of these Marvel and DC comics is so that they can have an expanded continuous universe? What's the point of me reading this book if you're not gonna make the universe actually consistent? You know, those are just the problems with the actual changing the character to trans. But we'll read this article, right? We'll go more into depth in this whole situation. So this person, Magdalene Visaggio, this person is writing this book and he's changing this character to trans. It has not been the book has not been revealed, so I don't even know. But what is also interesting about this situation is that we have this person, Amber Shade 9. They are allegedly a trans person, and they replied to Magdalene saying, "Oh, he's not. Stop changing established characters into something they're not, and just create new characters who are trans. As a trans woman, I'm sick of this happening in media." Honestly, that is completely true. Why aren't you just creating new characters? If you want a trans character, just create a new one. Why you don't have to keep changing these established characters into trans. We know why they do it. It's because it gets more attraction when you change it. It's interesting that this is coming from a actual trans person. I'm saying this because most people on Twitter and Reddit and stuff, actual trans people, they love the changing the characters to trans. They love that. So it's a breath of fresh air to see someone from this community actually call this out. But what's even more interesting about this actually is that Magdalene replied to this trans person saying just no. So it's really interesting that, so you're changing this character to trans, right? With the actual trans person, it's like, yeah, you probably shouldn't be doing that. It's like, no, I don't care. Like, these people, these writers that change the characters from whatever to whatever, like, they just don't care. Like, they would not listen to anyone else but themselves, right? Even if the idea is completely, like, dog shit. Like, they genuinely don't even care. Like, they just want to do this because, reason I'll get to in a minute. So, in this article, it also talks about her, playing a role in the, it said Archie Comics reboot, the comic, whatever. I don't even know what this is. Chilling Adventures presents Strange Science. I don't know what that comic is, but, earlier this year, she wrote, or at least had a part in writing, this book, in which there's this character, Danny, who was from the original, from the, Dilton Strange Science. I have no idea what that is, but she's from this original series, right? She's a woman, right? But then in this new series that Magdalene, I guess wrote, she changed, Danny's character from just being a woman to being a transgender woman. So you see this pattern of Magdalene just changing characters from female or from this one thing to trans. Like, it's very interesting that this person has done it multiple times, you know? And on top of that, there's something else she posted. Said it's never going to happen. Yes, I was going to make Connor Kent a trans girl. So you're just seeing there's a repeated idea of Magdalene trying to get, or not trying, but actually getting established characters to be gay or be trans, which is very, it's very fascinating. Like, this happened on multiple occasions, right? So she wanted Connor Kent to be gay. She made Danny from Dilton Strange Science, whatever. She made her trans, and also she's gonna make this new character, and not new character, but this other character that has not been revealed yet, trans. So there's an established pattern that Magdalene likes to change characters from women or just one thing to trans, right? And what's the best part, or not the worst part about, well, what's the most interesting part about this is that Magdalene herself is a trans person, right? Not just a trans person, but a member of the Democratic Socialists of America. And she's autistic, right? So that's a triple whammy, right? So 1, she's trans, 2, she's autistic, and 3, she's a socialist, right? So it's no surprise that she's making these characters trans. But it's interesting that she's a trans woman and she's making these other characters trans, which leads me to believe that the reason she's doing this is because she wants to project her own sexuality onto these characters to either, validate them or whatever. But the fact is that possibly the reason she's doing this is because she wants to validate her own sexual identity through these established characters that people love. And it's like unbelievably scummy. You're trying to validate your own feelings through this character that people love. You're ruining I don't care. You're ruining this character by making them trans. Cause just why, It's just completely disrupting the continuity. You're just making this character trans, and then it just fucks everything up. So the fact that you're doing this, it's just so scummy. Cause whoever this character is that she's turning trans, there's no doubt a fandom, or at least people who enjoy this character. But now you've just ruined this character completely because you're just changing them to trans. Whatever your explanation is, you're just changing it. It does not matter what kind of multiversal, omniversal, whatever explanation you have, so that this character can be canonically trans. It doesn't matter. You've just ruined the continuity forever. Your mark will be left on this character forever. That's just that's fucked up. That's genuinely fucked up. And to do it because you want to validate your own feelings, that's just actually retarded, man. What? Again, It's not surprising you're fucking autistic. You're literally retarded. So I can't even like be surprised. Like you're actually retarded. And you're a socialist and you're trans. Like you're fucking like of course you do this. Of course. But the fact that you did it anyway, it's just like what? And that's just like this is so annoying, bro. Like what is your, you've done it multiple times. Like what is your goal? Like I get the goal to validate your own feelings, but like just make a new character. It's the same, it's literally the same thing. It's literally the same exact outcome if you make a new character. It's just that you're such a trash writer that you can't even make a new character. You lack the creative skills to create a new character, and that's why you use these established characters and make them trans instead of creating a new character and making them trans, which would have the exact same effect. But since you are creatively bankrupt and you can't even write a character, you just resort to using established characters instead of creating your own, which is just like why does DC and Marvel hire these fucking fat? You're like, they can't even write a new character. They can't even write a new character. They have to use established characters and make them gay. Like you can't even. Oh my god, you can't even fucking make your own character. That's why you're doing this, bro. But I'm gonna stop rambling. I've gone on for quite a while. It's been 12 minutes. But yeah. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. If you hated this video, make sure to dislike and never watch me again. But actually, no, do watch me again because I need the views. But yeah. You've been watching Lil Hand. I've been Lil Hand, and switching command just because I can.